In this video, we are going to make two cocktails, a Black Russian and a White Russian. Welcome to Thirsty Thursday. I'm Mark, this is the Average Me channel, and this is our first black and white episode because we are featuring two cocktails. It's kind of like two different sides of the same coin. We're going to make a Black Russian and a White Russian. And these are some of those drinks that there's almost as many variations as you can think of, but they all have the same common foundational recipe. So if we look at the history of the Black Russian, it was said to have been created, invented by a Belgian bartender named Gustave Tops. And he was working at the Hotel Metropole in Brussels when he created this cocktail in 1949. So for the Black Russian, we are going to use vodka. And by the way, the Black Russian has nothing to do with Russia. It's not a Russian cocktail. The only reason it's called a Russian is because it uses vodka. So we're using Tower vodka, but of course you can use a vodka of your choice. Then it uses a coffee liqueur. Now, traditionally, you would make this with Kahlua, but once again, nowhere could I find in the very history of this drink that it was first created with Kahlua. It was just created with a coffee liqueur. So I'm using the cold brew coffee rum. Kahlua is rum-based as well. So this isn't going to be so far from, I guess, what you might perceive as being the traditional Black Russian. But as I said, this is one of those cocktails, depending on if you're a purist or if you just like what is traditionally considered a Black Russian, or if you like to roll the dice a little bit and try something new. But this is going to be really, really close using a cold brew coffee rum. Mine is from Wicked Dolphin. You see my Wicked Dolphin bar mat here. Wicked Dolphin is a local distillery. It's located in Cape Coral, Florida, right down here in Southwest Florida. So we're gonna give this a shot. The next thing, well, that's actually all we're gonna use for the Black Russian. However, for the White Russian, we're going to use heavy cream. Once again, depending on your version, you could use anything from rum chata to milk. So we're gonna stay pretty traditional with the White Russian and use heavy cream. And there is one variation. I thought I would go away from tradition and use orange bitters. You will find orange bitters, just a dash, in a lot of recipes for the Black Russian. So I had some orange bitters. I like bitters, so I thought we would give this one a shot. And the only thing we're going to use, oftentimes this is made right in the highball glass. It's just poured in on the rocks. Sometimes it's stirred and strained, so that's the way we're going to do it today. We are going to stir and strain our cocktail. So let's get started. We're just going to put a little bit of ice in here. It doesn't take much. It's not a very difficult cocktail, and it's not a real, there's not a lot of volume to this, so pretty straightforward. So we're going to start with our vodka. So we're using Tower vodka, and we are going to use 2 ounces. Then we're going to use 1 ounce of our cold brew, or if you'd like, you can use Kahlua. Just an ounce of this. So it's 2 to 1 rum to coffee liqueur. And that's really it. If you choose to, you can use a dash of the orange bitters. We're going to take our bar spoon and just stir it a little bit to chill the cocktail. And then we're going to strain this in a highball glass with ice. And a traditional garnish is a long stem maraschino cherry. And there you go. That's your Black Russian. We're going to set this aside. We're going to make the White Russian, and then we're going to compare the two. And White Russian is going to be really simple because it's essentially the same cocktail. We are going to start with 2 ounces vodka. And then we're going to have 1 ounce, or 2 to 1 pour, whatever that might be, of your coffee liqueur. Again, it could be Kahlua. Don't want to repeat myself too much, but I'm going to anyway. We're going to have a splash of orange bitters. Optional. And then that can be stirred until chilled. Get another ice cube in there, or 2. You don't want to dilute it too much. You really just want to chill it. All right, chilling. And then we're going to take some ice. So this will be on the rocks. We're going to strain it. And of course, the only difference between a Black Russian and a White Russian is the addition of heavy cream. And there are so many variations. As I said, I've seen it done with Kahlua, heavy cream, sweet, some kind of sweet cream. I'm sorry, I said Kahlua, I meant rum chata, milk, but traditionally it is heavy cream. So there we go. There is our heavy cream. Do we want to garnish it? For consistency's sake, we're going to garnish that with the cherry as well. Let me get a picture, and then we'll do the taste test. And we're back. There's not a lot to soften these drinks. This is pretty much solid alcohol. So let's give it a try. That's not a bad drink. While we're getting the coffee, the rum is actually taking on the flavor of, in this case, the cold brew or your Kahlua. That is an interesting drink. Now, traditionally we would probably mix this with our garnish or a swizzle stick or whatever we put in here. I'll just use my mixing spoon. And if you're a fan of The Big Lebowski, you know that dude drank the White Russians. So let's see how it is. Yeah, it's softened a little bit, kind of like when you pour cream in coffee. No surprise there. So it's, what might be obvious, it's creamier, but not a big difference. I don't know, the cream babies down the drink just a little bit. Which one do I prefer? I think I prefer the White Russian. I like the creamy texture. It's not quite, it doesn't quite have the bite of the Black Russian. I don't think either of these would be a favorite cocktail of mine, and yet I've never tasted it before. So it's kind of nice to try out these kind of classic drinks. I mean, the Black Russian since 1949, so that's been around, 70 years, over 70 years. The White Russian kind of popped up in the mid-60s. So this is kind of, the Playboy After Dark kind of drink. Who knows who decided to add a splash of heavy cream to this drink and change it into a completely different drink, White Russian, Black Russian. But nevertheless, it's a softer version of the drink. The drink was really kind of disappearing until 1998 when it had a resurgence with the Big Lebowski. This was kind of your parents' drink, right? It was a cocktail from the 60s. And if you think of the swinging 60s and, I don't know, you go back to times with the Smothers Brothers and Laugh-In, and I talked about Playboy After Dark. It was a different time, right? Mad Men. So that's what you get with the White Russian. I got to tell you, I'm saying White Russian and White Rum and everything else tonight. Those R's and W's are just, I'm starting to sound like Baba Wawa. Another throwback to the 70s. But yeah, I got to be careful if I finish these off, seeing as there are combined, we've got 6 ounces of rum in my hands. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I can't see myself drinking these all night, but they're not bad. Reminiscent of a Manhattan, but not as harsh, not as medicine-y. And this is very similar, but like I said, just a tad softer. I think I would prefer the White Russian. So there you go. We have a throwback to the 50s and the 60s, and my first black and white episode with the Black Russian and the White Russian. Have you ever had them before? What's your preference? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your comments. Tell me what you think. I love having you here. I hope you enjoy the Thirsty Thursday programs. And please give my other channel a visit. It's called A Look Back. I'll link it down below. I just started really posting to it regularly, and it's starting to take off pretty rapidly. It really is a throwback to the 50s and 60s. We look at old stars, television series, movies. You just might like it. I hope I see you there. So please like and share the videos. Leave your comments down below. As always, I encourage you to subscribe, and I'll see you back here next week on Thirsty Thursday. I'm Mark, and this is the Average Me Channel.